got something good going on today. Shh. We're going to celebrate 75 episodes. 75! Can you believe it? Stay tuned because it's going to get good. We got a little something different planned today. Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, it is. Cool. Hey, not bad, huh?
Not bad.
Oh, wow.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to my 75th episode. Unbelievable, huh? Unbelievable. I'm going to start this episode out kind of like I do any other one. I'm going to start out with some announcements. First one is don't forget On Track Tuesday. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And tomorrow night's guest host should be, and will be, I'm pretty sure, is Creative Rails with Boxcar Benny. And he always seems to have a pretty awesome show, so check him out. I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. So go to the Creative Rails channel tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern and check out the Creative Rails version of On Track Tuesday. Also, we got some contests, buddy, that are winding down. The first one is mine, and I believe it's 68 entries. There's no more entering. No more. Don't even try to enter it because that's the cutoff. We did the cutoff on Valentine's Day. So get ready here. Coming very soon will be the reveal. I will reveal the diorama in its entirety with whatever it is going to be the way the person's going to get it that wins. And I'll show it off. Also in contests, don't forget, boy, my mind went blank. Don't forget James Tadesco's. He's going to do a live stream this Thursday, which is the 20th, February 20th, 2020, at 8 o'clock, right after Hot Rod Rodney's live stream. So he's going to do a live stream and give away the prizes. So, can't beat that. And plus, we also have Georgia Sunbelts, which he said not too many people has entered. And that's fine. Don't enter. I don't want you to enter because I'm entered, and that's a better chance I can win. Oh, I'm sorry, Lord. I can't help it. But he's got some great prizes, and if you're not going to go do Georgia Sunbelts, I mean, he gave you 3 little easy questions, which I give you a clue. You can get all 3 answers from one video that he put out. So, there you go. That's the only clue I'm going to give you. But anyhow, check out Georgia Sunbelt. He has a great contest going. And I don't know what other, there's some other, probably some other contests out there. I don't know. If so, leave them in the comments. Maybe, people will see them, and maybe I'll see them and be able to join. I like contests, so check it out. All right, enough about that. Let's get started, because I got a whole lot to cover today, and I'm going to try to make this give you as much as I can in such a little bit of time to go over it. Before we start anymore, I do want to say thank you for all of you, every one of you, for subscribing to me and just making this even a bigger joy than you just can't imagine what kind of joy I get from you people and all that I've learned from you guys. And it's, I don't know what to say, 75 episodes. I cannot believe it. It's just totally amazing. But, wow. Before I start, notice I got a new hat. Here's the old one. The old, thin, secondhand store hat. I got a new hat from Marty. Just took it upon him to send it to me. Marty from M&M Short Line. I want to thank him again. I put my buttons on it already. I got these buttons at the Horseshoe Curve here last May. And I hope you enjoyed the Steamtown footage and some shots that I had from former shows and stuff. I hope you enjoyed that at the beginning. So let's go on to the shout-outs. I cut my shout-outs a little bit short, and you'll see reason why. But I do have some. I couldn't do this show without doing some shout-outs. And the first one I have is for Lee Weldon. Weldon. 50-car coal train on an N-scale, Western Maryland. I know this video is from 4 years ago, but man, I saw it for the first time. And wow. And when I saw the picture, I thought it was, I actually thought it was a Railfan video. The picture they put on at the beginning there, I thought it was a Railfan video. I was going to it to watch a Railfan video, and here I start looking at it, and here this is a guy's layout. So it's pretty amazing. It's some pretty awesome footage. Now, Lee Weldon hasn't posted nothing for quite a while. Does anybody know what happened to Lee? I hope nothing bad. I just hope he maybe just quit for a while, took a break. But, wow. It'd be a shame that, that we're not seeing any more of this terrific layout. So check him out. If anybody knows anything, please leave it a comment. Let me know if anything happened to Lee Weldon. There will be a link in the description to this video. As to all the shout-outs I give, there's a link to that video in the description. The next one I got is PK and W Railroad, the Ergo Kiwi Hobby Knife Review. Now, this is a review that PKW and W Railroad number 21. This is one that he did. It's a very good review of a unique hobby knife from Micromark. And I've seen this in here, and I never really heard anybody describe it before, and why somebody'd want to spend the money on this knife, I always thought would be crazy. But he kind of gave out some good points to it. He's got me thinking about it. So I personally think it's cool, but I don't know if I'm going to spend the money for it or not. But the review is pretty cool, and it definitely gets you thinking for a while. And I really liked the way he did his review. It was very informative, but yet he made it very interesting. A lot of these reviews sometimes can be kind of dry, but this one was pretty cool. So check it out. PK and W Railroad. Check out his channel too, because PK and W Railroad is a pretty cool dude. I really like his channel. He's a local guy local to me, not far away. I don't know exactly where he lives, but I know he's in my area because he shows stuff from my area. So he has 89 subscribers. Check him out. I think you'll really, really like his channel. The next one I got is Leona Timber Company, LTC Gas Station Build Update number 3. And this has been a 4-part so far series that I've seen. So far, I think there's 4 parts on a scratch build of the this gas station. And I think he's doing it for a competition. I'm not positive on that, but it's very unique. And when he says he does a scratch build, he's doing a scratch build. You got to see that. It's pretty fantastic. It's really turning out to a thing of beauty. To me, it is anyhow. I think you guys are going to notice that I'm going to probably start putting a lot more scratch build stuff on, because I've really fell in love with scratch building. I really have. I never ever thought I would enjoy something as much as what I've been doing this diorama. So look for more stuff from scratch build. Leona Timber Company's got 106 subscribers. You might want to check him out though. He really does a nice job with his videos showing it too. So I think you'll really like it. All right, the next one I got is Gary Walters. Gary Walters N Scale Update number 10. And I'm going to, excuse me if I got that title wrong, but that's what I got listed here. This is an introductory to me of Gary's layout. I just picked Gary up as a subscriber, and I'm a new subscriber to him myself. And I'll tell you what, he has impressed me. He's impressed me. He gives a great little how I do it portion on making trees, which is, he does a very, very good job. Check him out, because I really think he's not bad. Gary Walters has 68 subscribers. He has impressed me. And the only reason I hesitated at the beginning was because I thought I had went and did his, but I'm thinking of someone else, and I apologize for that. But this is what I'll have listed is his update number 10, which I think that's his last video, which he only has 10 videos so far. He's fairly new to the YouTube community, and I think we ought to welcome him the way it should. And that's what I'm going to give you for that part of the shout outs this week, and you'll see why here in a little bit. don't mean to cut you guys short. And I'm going to go to the Railfan videos of the week. Now, I got 4 Railfan features this week. The first one is Norfolk 7130, the Delaware Lackawanna action in early January. The next one is the SP Productions KCS 4006 unit and 2 Progress Rail SD70 Aces T4s leading a manifest in the snow. That was a cool video. You'll like it. The next one is Dunk Inc. Customs. Where is all the lumber going? Yep, really good. And the last one is John. Boy, I'm going to probably butcher this name. Pachulius? Along the New Jersey Central Volume 5. Now, I put John in here because his is more of a documentary, but it is rail fanning, but it was taken in the 1940s and 50s. It's film footage, and he does like a little narration as he goes. And if you've never seen any of his videos, wow, that it like takes you back into time, and he does a really nice job. You definitely want to check him out. Okay. And that's the Railfan videos this week. Now let me go to my feature channel this week. And my feature channel this week is Georgia's Sunbelt, Anthony. And if you haven't checked out Anthony's channel yet, he is got a awesome layout that is in progress. He's been working at it as he goes, but he's a very busy man. I could tell you what he does for a living, but that would be giving away a question to his I'd be giving a question away to his contest, and we can't have that. But anyhow, Anthony has some really cool things planned for his layout. He has some stuff built. He has some awesome engines and rolling stock that he loves to show off, and I like to see. I've met Anthony and had dinner with him in the dining car during Steamtown last year, and I can honestly say I made a new friend. And I don't know, as we were talking and that, I don't know if Anthony felt that way, but I could feel like a bond coming. And I really, really enjoyed his company. And when you look at his videos, you get that same feeling. Just an old friend coming home. Check him out. He's an awesome guy, awesome channel, and he's definitely not bad. And he is my featured channel of the week. Way to go, Anthony. For my 75th episode, you are my featured channel and my brother. So, thank you. Now, we'll move on, and it takes us to the question of the week. And the question of the week, really isn't a question of the week, but I'm going to go over what last week's question of the week was. And I asked you guys to give me a question. And boy, did you guys come through. So I am going to try to answer the questions. And that's what I'm going to do for my 75th. I am going to answer questions that you guys gave. And then at the end of this, I have something special I want to try to do. All right. So, first question comes from Riley Hogan. Riley Hogan. And he asked, what are my 3 favorite railroads? Well, I like them all, be honest with you. But if I had to pick my favorites, first and foremost, my favorite is the Indian Head Valley Railroad. Okay, which you can see behind me. I got, and it is a jewel in progress. The next one would be the Pennsylvania Railroad. I don't make no bones about hiding that I really like the Pennsylvania Railroad. For one, when it was in its existence, it was probably the most magnificent railroad ever formed, in my book. I know some other people arguing, say Union Railroad or some of the others, but for its day, there was none like it. A couple come close, but none like it. So I'd say the Pennsylvania Railroad would be another one. And if I had to pick a third one, it'd be a toss-up. I'll tell you, for a railroad that's still in existence, I have never got to see it yet, but I'm going to really look forward to, because that's on my bucket list to see before I leave this world, is the Cass Railroad. Just from film footage, from what I've seen, I really like watching the shays blowing their horn, or whatever they are, their shays or climaxes, or I know they're the usual narrow gauge steam engines. Man, I just think they're beautiful. So there's the answer to your question. But when it comes down to it, I like them all. I really like the railroads that were local to my area, which I can go into CSX, Norfolk Southern, the Chessie system ran through here for the longest while, B&O, the PL&E, Penn Central, oh man, there was so many of them. The Western Maryland come up through here. But I like them all. I like looking at the stuff from out west, the Union Pacific, the Durango and Silverton, the BNSF, the KCS. Wow, there's another awesome railroad. The GMO. I really like that. I can go on and on. And you get down south and you get into the Southern Railroad and the seaboards and oh man, we can just go on and on and on about railroads. So I really do that. I can. Thanks, Riley, for your question. The next one is from Ralph Greenwood. And he wants to know, what was my first train set? My first train set, and I still got it, was a Bachmann. At that time it was the Silver Series, and it was an Amtrak train set. And that was HO. And that was my first train set. I still have it. I plan on eventually, you got to see this list of stuff that I got to do, but I'm going to try to hook up so that I can run my DC stuff too on here, and you'll see that Amtrak coming through on the Indian Head Valley main line. So thanks, Ralph, for that question. My next question is from Jerry Sateriale. What's my favorite part of modeling? My favorite part is talking about it. Who would have guessed, huh? But no, there's a lot of parts that I haven't got to try yet. Really, too much, and like scenery. I haven't really got to try that too much. So, and I've discovered scratch building, which I'm really falling in love with. I really like watching them, talking about them and watching them. I really do. And I'll tell you what, I know the answer to this, Jerry. I like YouTube. And whether you know it or not, YouTube is a big part of our hobby now. And I really, really love the YouTube part of our hobby. Yeah, so, and I'd have never thought I'd have been a YouTuber, ever. So, thanks, Jerry. Alrighty. The next question I got is from Dale, PRR Guy Bass. And what is my favorite all-time locomotive? Man, that is a tough question. My favorite all-time locomotive. Man, just to pick one out of so many magnificent ones. I don't know. Probably my favorite all-time of all time. I'd have to say is the Big Boy. I mean, how can you not love it? It is so big. And like I said, they got one sitting at Steamtown until you stand beside it, and it takes your breath away on how big it is. The technology that went to it and what it can pull, and when they're running, and it's just and I hope I get to see the what is it, the 4014 that is running right now. I hope I get to see it one day coming down the tracks, because that to me, you guys that have already seen it and filmed it and so forth, I'm jealous. So I'd have to probably say that's my very, very favorite. But boy, that's a hard question, because there are so many I like. So many. I mean, if we go into Steam, that would be Steam. My favorite diesel. Wow. Phew. There's so many of them too. But I'll tell you, I like any of the heritage units. I'm really, really fond of the first responders and the veterans trains. I like the paint schemes on them. As far as the actual locomotives, wow. If I got to go into just actual locomotives and the diesels, I really like Jeeps. Any one of the Jeeps. I really do like them. I love switchers. Man, yeah, I love switchers. Any one of them. But I also like the F units too. That's just too tough of a question, Dale. Shame on you. Go back to looking for Jerry. Thanks for the question, buddy. He's my high-balling hogger. Well, I kind of already answered this next question. This is from Sparky107107. What's my favorite real locomotive? And I'd have to say probably with the heritage units that come through. Like I said, I like the first responders, the 911. I also like the, like I said, the veterans ones. Man, there's so many of them. But those are kind of my favorite. They just, Athearn came out with I think it was UP that came through with the working man one, or was that CSX that come out with that one? But cool stuff. Really cool stuff. So I'd like to see some of them one of these days. I have never seen them either in real life. But that one's from Sparky. And what's my favorite model that I have or I want. My favorite model that I have, boy, I got a lot of them. Well, in the DCC, I have to say my favorite is my switcher that's here. I got this is from Bachman, and I bought this. It's my little switcher. It's what is it, the SW Alco or whatever. I like it. It's a nice little, it's got DC C and sound, and it's a pulling little son of a gun, and I just like it. In DC, I have a Walthers GP. I think somebody told me it was a 30, but I think it's a 38. I'm starting to get on to what these things are and how they go now. And I think it's a GP 38, but I have it put away. I bought it at a train show for $25, and it is the smoothest running engine I ever had. I know I got that scale trains from Buck that's a pretty nice engine, but I don't think it runs as smooth as that Walthers does. That Walthers, the engine's so quiet. I can't explain it. It feels smooth as it's running. It just, wow. And I really like it. I really like it a lot. So, hope I answered your question, Sparky. Thank you for that. Now, next one I got is Nathan DeLay. What paint scheme am I going to put on my Indian Head Valley Railroad locomotive? Well, you're being slick, Nathan. Trying to get that out of me. But I have 3 colors that I've got picked out. It's probably going to be a combination of at least 2 of them, maybe all 3. Might even throw in a 4th one. But it's going to be like a maroon, yellow, and maybe either a black or a white. Okay. And what inspires me to make a scene on a layout is the second part of his question. I don't know. Different things inspire you. That's a good question. And the only scene I've ever really made was that I could say that stays the same is the one I made of the little park. And it was you that inspired me. You sent me those engines. And I said I had to have some way to memorialize them. So why not make a little park scene on here and display the engines that you gave me and your scratch built engines. And I just think that would just look great and for everybody to see. So I hope that answers your question, Nathan. The next one I got is Drew Steele 69. Do you prefer metal or plastic wheels? No brainer. I like the metal wheels. They roll nicer and they're quieter. Easy question. That's just the easiest question. Although I have them both because I can't afford to replace all of them at one time, or I would. All right. The next one is from DWAYNE PALCKO and wants to know if I'm going to Strasbourg. I think that's where he meant. Yes, I am going to Strasbourg. And I will be staying at the Econo Lodge Amish Country in Lancaster. Easy as enough. I will be getting there Friday night, the 15th. And be staying there, be checking out Sunday morning. But I ain't leaving the park area or whatever till probably late afternoon. I live about, the map says it's 3.5 to 4 hours away. So I am going though. The next one is from Joe G. Okay. And he wants to know how I stay so joyful. And again, that's another easy question. One, I'm just happy. I'm happy. I've, especially since I found my joy in my faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm just happy. I'm just happy. Things are good in my life. I've been married for 44 years, which yesterday me and my wife renewed our vows at our church, which was just beautiful and wonderful. We were high school sweethearts. I got wonderful, healthy kids. I got healthy and beautiful grandchildren. What else can you ask for? It ain't material things like these trains. These trains bring me joy, but they don't bring me the joy that I got from my family and from my faith. So, yes, check them out. If you haven't found that joy, I pray that you will. So, the next one I got, and this question really got me, was from Flying Crow, Robert. And Robert asked me, do I model a specific era? And if so, how strict am I? Because he says he is very strict. His is a 1996 layout. And he goes as far as not owning any freight cars that are beyond a 1976 date. Paint schemes. He's real strict about how the paint schemes were back in and that. And his locomotive numbers and etc. So, and that's really strict. Don't we call that a rivet counter? Isn't that what we call that? I ain't sure. Robert, are you a closet rivet counter? Me, for the most part, this is what I'd like to be most of the time. Be my era would be the late 1950s, early 60s, when the steam was pretty much gone or just about going, but yet you'd see a steam engine every so often. I would love to get some more F units. I don't have any in DCC. I'd like to maybe do that. But also, I like a lot of modern stuff. And if I feel like putting them up my layout, running it, I'm going to run it. And sometimes you'll find out that it won't be nothing from that era. So I'm not strict at all. As far as doing the scenery, I am going to probably be, like I said, the 70s or 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. It'll be in there. It'll probably be a mix of all of it, just because I like it all. And as a good friend of ours says, it's my railroad. And I'll do it that way. But yes, I'm not very strict. So thank you, Robert, for that question. And my hat's off to you for that would be a lot of fun to do the way you're doing it. But there's just too much that I like. So I can't be that way. And then Sparky gave me another question. And he asked me, what would I do if someone mailed me a box of peanuts? Well, I got a diorama to mail here soon. You're where the peanuts are going to go. So that was an easy question. And let's see, I think I got one more here. Yeah. And the last question I got is from James Tadesco. And he wanted to know what got me started in model railroading. And that's kind of a two-parter, but I will go into it really quick. To start off with, I had bought a train to put under my tree, which was the train set that I said earlier, which was the Amtrak, and I did put it under the tree for a while. And then my son had got a box of HO stuff given to him. I think it was one of our neighbors or something gave him a whole bunch of stuff. It was a whole box full of stuff. And at that time, I don't know, I didn't want to be dealing with it. And well, I ended up, the truth of the matter is I sold the stuff. Okay, I know that sounds horrible, but that's what I did. I sold his train stuff that he got given to him, but what can I say? Anyhow, it's in the past, but that was a long time ago. Well, anyhow, then later on, my son grew up, moved out, and he got a place of his own, and he started into doing a layout, which was pretty cool. And then it wasn't long after that I got sick and sitting around the house, moping, grumpy. Didn't find the Lord yet. And anyhow, he come over and he said, "Hey, Dad, you're going to go nuts. Why don't you do something here? I'll buy the stuff, and why don't you set up a railroad up in your spare room up there?" I said, "Hey, I'll give it a try." And before you know it, I'm hooked. So that's how I got into model railroading. So that's the short version. Okay. And he also asked the second question. He said, "What brought me to the Lord?" And that's going to take a little bit longer of a story to tell. So just to know that, just know this, James, that you give me a call one time. If you don't have my phone number, email me. I'll give it to you. And I'll tell you what brought me to the Lord. But I'm happy that he did. So, alrighty. And so those are the answers that I got. I haven't checked it in the last couple of days. There might be a couple more. If so, I'll put them on the next Not Bad. But I am going to ask a question of the week for you guys to answer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 12 people that ask questions. And each week I'm going to ask you the same question and see what your answers are to them. So we'll start off with Riley Hogan, okay, this week. And this question was submitted by Riley Hogan. What are your 3 favorite railroads? And if you would, please leave your answer in the description. And now that takes us to the layout / workbench / part of the show. And I ain't got a whole lot to show you. But what I am going to show you, okay, is I'm doing some painting. Now, this is just a teaser. But if you remember, this was all white. Now it's all black. And I am going to take and paint right across here this railing and maybe the floor in here yellow. Plus, underneath here, I'm going to paint some of these uprights, yellow and the bottom yellow. Okay, and I think I explained that in another video why. And I even thought about maybe the deck where there's going to be a little block and tackle here to lift up sacks. And speaking of sacks, I got a mail call the other day. And this is from Tichy Train Group. And I bought, they don't look like much here, but I'll doctor them up. These are burlap sacks to hold the fertilizer. We got fertilizer sacks. So you got a sack of poop. Which I will be adding a few of them to the diorama. Can't have Wilmer's fertilizer without the fertilizer. And I also bought some from the Tichy Train Group, a bunch of crates to put together. Just little crates. And I'm going to be looking at them pretty close. I'm going to use them kind of as templates. And I'm going to try to make them out of wood. But if not, I'll paint these up and you'll get a couple of these. All right. And they sent me a catalog, which I always like them. Which they say this catalog's got a $3 value, but they sent me a catalog in HO scale. So I guess if you use N scale, they'd send you an N scale catalog. So that's pretty cool. I think so. And they have a lot more stuff than I ever dreamed they had. So, real cool. So, folks, all I can say is now that is the end of this episode. I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for watching, not just this episode, but all 75 of my episodes. And thank you so much for being a great friend. And I wish all of you that the Lord's will is done in your life as it's been done in mine. And that you find the joy and happiness that I find. And that way you can walk around with a big smile on yourself and go, not bad. Have a good week, people. And I'll see you next week for another episode. Bye now.